because then she ends up going away for a while. They have substitute hosts, fill-in hosts. I'm surprised you didn't try to worm your way in there.
I should have.
Yeah, in hindsight.
I wouldn't do that to my girl.
Appreciate that.
You know?
That's cool of you. Were you offered?
No. Good call.
Yeah, I thought that might be what we were doing.
I don't think I even thought to call my manager and be like, hey, do you think you can get me in there? Like, I know all the producers.
Hosts.
Like,
yeah. That would have been a good move.
Really blew that.
Yeah, it would have been good.
So satisfying.
Girl?
No, that's coming today.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Are we going to cover anything that I'm going to be surprised about?
Who knows?
My answer is yes.
Well,
I don't hear myself.
At all? Oh, how about now?
We are the world.
Probably feels so good, right?
It does feel so good.
Welcome back to Satisfying, everybody.
I mean,
it's good to be back.
It really is.
We only took a week off.
I know, but it still hurt my heart not to be with you.
It did, right?
It felt wrong.
And for me, it felt bad because I knew that you would hate it.
Well, I feel close to you, and I don't like when other things become more important than me.
Nothing's ever going to be more important than you. I mean, sometimes I have a baby.
I feel like I don't want to be on your low priority list. I want to be on high priority, and I feel like the baby came before me, and I'm not a fan of that.
Okay, right. Well, most people would keep that thought to themselves.
Not me.
I like that you're willing to share that because it's not the most flattering thing.
Yeah, I don't care. Sorry, I love you. Sorry.
Hey, I'm not mad at it.
All right.
I'm not mad. Matter of fact, I'm blessed to be in that position.
There you go. Right.
Yeah. Well, how are you?
I'm feeling okay.
You were pretty stressed last time we talked, or maybe 2 times ago. You were dealing with it still last time.
Yeah.
With, your husband thinking he's a baller / shot caller.
Yeah. So we're getting surgery tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow?
So tomorrow when this is out. So tomorrow we're getting surgery. And he didn't just blow out his ACL. The entire ACL ripped from the bone.
Oh.
So him and pick up basketball are think we're done.
Yeah.
I think we're over.
Do you think he's actually going to be done with it after the surgery, or do you think he's going to heal and think
I don't think he has a choice.
Even after he heals?
Yeah, because the other one also, the replacement needs to be fixed. We've got a long road ahead of us.
Long road ahead. And he's 62?
Yeah, he's almost 64, but no, he's not. But he's way too young to be having these types of problems.
Late 40s, right?
Yeah, 47.
He's 47 and this is
years
happening?
Old. Yeah, a knee replacement is something, or a hip replacement. Any replacement in your body doesn't normally happen until you're 80.
Okay, do you think it's worth it? We were talking about this, about the limited amount of fun that you're allowed to have in your life. So if you take it all up front,
right,
it's just going to cost you later.
Do you think this is karma?
Well, it's not necessarily karma. It's just that, I don't... A lot of fun, not for you, for him.
Right.
A lot of fun and athletic. He probably took a lot of great pride. He strikes me as the type of person that shoved people in lockers in high school.
1,000,000% and in college.
Right. Even when it was out of style, he was still doing it.
I mean, he's
the jock that has this weird epiphany when everybody thinks the nerds are cool and he doesn't understand.
Yeah.
He's O'Doyle.
He is O'Doyle freaking rules. It's true. I almost feel he still has that mentality.
Right.
I've still seen that spark in him.
I have too. That's why I like making fun of him.
It's so easy.
Because it's easy, but I can see it in his eyes, and I love him.
Yeah.
But I can see it in his eyes that he wants to physically best me.
He 1,000,000%. If he was right here, sitting right here, right now, we could both say that to his face.
Yes.
Sorry, Matt. And he would be like, "You're right."
Yeah, but he knows that he can't.
No.
And so he's not 100% sure how to act.
He is definitely questioning things in the recent, especially since this last injury.
Right.
He's not even anything that has to do with the injury. He's like, do you think we should start watching the way we drink in front of the kids? Things like that. I was like, now you're saying that?
Because you got to be a human being now. You know what it is? There are consequences to actions.
Well, he goes, I don't want Parker being some drunk city kid. And I was like, well, we're already.
That's happening.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I it's not like we're waking up in the morning and boozing.
No, I don't think you are.
But if we have friends over or we're going to a party, we're not doing anything really that bad. But he's like, I don't know. Truth, I don't remember. I can't remember my parents drinking, and they drank. Like I think I remember them having like a little wine at dinner or something. But like what my kids are seeing is definitely different than what I saw.
Sure, but you live in the city too.
Yeah, he's worried about the city.
I mean, I kind of told you that like 10 years ago.
Yeah, but like you telling me that, and like the person who I like am married to and
well, you made your
with.
choices.
Oh,
you made wrong choices.
My friend Sam, we've talked about it. Her thing is you chose your choice.
Yeah.
Whenever I complain about him, she looks at me and she goes, "You chose your choice.
That was you.
You chose the choice.
That
Yeah.
That was you.
It was all you.
Yeah, but do you think that he's going like, well, I had a lot of fun pushing kids in lockers. It was worth it that I'm in my late 40s having my 8th surgery.
Yeah, this is, I think, the 8th surgery I've had with him. All sorts of surgeries we've had.
Penile enlargement?
Nope. We've had a shoulder, a few knees. We had hemorrhoid surgery. We had a pinky surgery.
You had anal surgery?
It's not called anal surgery, but it is in your anus.
So it would be anal.
It's horrible. He actually, I found him at my mom's, which is where he was recovering. She didn't have a bathtub in this old house that she had. And after the surgery, you're supposed to be able to sit in, like, submerge in a bath because it's very uncomfortable. And he filled one of her showers up at like maybe like an inch or two. Yeah. And I found him crying like Ace Ventura, like he had just been like, you know,
like he realized that.
Like Finkel is Einhorn and Einhorn.
Finkel is Einhorn.
That's what he realized. But yeah, that's not a fun surgery. And if you look up what he had, it looks like they basically drilled his butt. Like they put a drill in his butt.
And what part of that for him was not fun? I mean, now you're just talking about his personal life, you know?
Yeah, you're right.
So, so it's more like he's thinking about greater consequences to actions. Maybe it's
a good thing?
I think it is a good thing. You have to evolve as a human being. But do you think it's that he's thinking about like mortality and the sense that like, okay, you're officially not invincible.
Yeah.
Because you are kind of invincible in your 20s and 30s.
We have lived a life of invincibility for some time.
The Mark Wahlberg movie Invincible is the Ryan story.
I am not sure how both of us are not in jail or dead. To be honest, I'm just being straight up honest.
That's what this is about. That's why it's so satisfying.
So satisfying to know that we survived. We made it.
Yeah, but you're acting like you're on the other side.
I'm not on the other side. I'm far from it, actually. No, but he is. He does a lot of. Wait, so like when I'm like 70, like Keegan's gonna be that. Like he's doing like a lot of like
math.
Yeah, math and like, oh my God, am I gonna be able to see this? Yeah, he's definitely thinking about mortality for sure.
Okay, well, I don't think that's such a bad thing about like if you haven't thought about what the next phase in your life is gonna look like, and he's hitting 50 soon.
No, he's not. We've got 3 years. That's not soon.
When was his birthday?
December. So we've got, he'll be 48.
Okay,
we got a whole year, right?
So he turned 47 in December. Still.
I know.
He's closer to, he's 47 is pretty close to 50.
It definitely is.
Right.
He's closer to 50 than he is to 45. No, he's not. Oh, Nicole just did really bad math. He's closer to 50 than he is to 40.
Well, a lot closer. Oh. Much closer. Yeah, so
That's horrible. What an idiot I am.
That's funny.
I'm sorry. I'm glad you think that's funny.
But I do think that it's okay to start thinking about what you're going to do kind of next. Like realizing
I'm not thinking about that stuff at all yet.
You're not.
No, man. Don't. And I try to urge him, even though you're saying it's probably a good thing that he's doing this.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't do that.
Why?
I don't know.
You're like, don't salt my grind? That's your thing?
What's salt my grind?
Like, don't salt my grind.
Like, don't, like, yuck my yum?
What's yucky?
Like, what's salt my grind? Like, yuck my yum is like, say, like, ew, like, you don't like something that I like. Like, don't ruin, like, I'm having
a good... salt my grind is like, kill my buzz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kill my buzz I would have gotten.
You know where I got that? Yeah, of course you would have. There's a movie called Blue Crush.
I love Blue Crush.
Starring Kate Bosworth.
Oh, my God, so hot.
I saw it in movie theaters.
Do you know who she grew up with?
No.
Taylor Strecker.
From The Satisfying Show?
From The Satisfying Show. From Taste of Taylor. No, and The Satisfying Show.
So Taylor knows Kate Bosworth and Stassi?
Yes, and you have to talk to her because that's one of the things she can't let go. You know, she always talks about how she was fired from Sirius, and you're like,
constantly.
Get over it.
I couldn't believe it.
She still talks about Kate Bosworth ad nauseum.
And in a good way?
No, like in a jealous way. Because she's Taylor. We'll talk about it next time we have her on.
She thinks she's entitled to Kate Bosworth's
yeah, she's like, because they both came from this small town and went to school together, and she's like,
the geography is the same, so why wouldn't the results be the same?
How come I didn't marry some famous actor and have been in movies?
She got divorced, Taylor.
You know, I'm not trying to.
Okay, no, I shouldn't.
Yes.
This isn't a conversation for me to have with you. It's to have with her.
So don't salt my grind.
And they said in that movie, "Don't salt my grind,"
Okay.
and I never forgot it. I thought it was so absurd when I first heard it.
Okay.
That I was like, "That's a forever phrase."
So that's why I'm not an idiot for not exactly knowing what you were talking about.
You're not an idiot.
Thank you.
No, for many reasons.
Okay, thank you.
For many reasons.
I don't know. I feel like a little bit when you think about your mortality, you're not just like living. You start to go into like anxiety and worry instead of just being in the present. So
You're right. And
yes,
if there's anybody that never worries or has anxiety, it's you. You're doing everything right.
I hate your guts. I do.
I love that you're sitting there going, if you're more like me, you'll worry less.
Which is completely false.
What?
I'm just trying to work through everything.
Just keep on living.
Just
You know
keep
what I mean?
on
That,
keeping
who
on.
said that? Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah. All right.
That's it.
Is that what he said? Keep on living? I keep getting older. They stay the same age.
I mean, those are two different quotes, but he said both of them.
Both in the same movie?
Well, I think the keep on living one is on a t-shirt.
Oh, okay.
All right. And I get older and they stay the same age.
I much prefer his Wolf of Wall Street.
Dazed and Confused.
Oh, so good. And the fact that Leonardo DiCaprio is just looking at him like, what is happening?
Do you know that like the way they put that into the movie was that's just a thing he does?
Oh, like in real life?
Yes.
I've interviewed him several times, and boy, can I tell you.
Sex pot? Yeah.
He keeps getting older, and I keep liking him more.
Yeah.
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 Keep wanting it more.
He's a very confident guy.
Yeah. He's got, it's
but he's
his
also got his
confidence.
own like whole thing.
Yeah.
And he's confident in his thing.
Yeah, he doesn't care if you're not like down with his thing.
No.
There is going to be no salting his grind. It just won't happen.
No. I interviewed his brother, Rooster McConaughey.
That's not as exciting. Does he have a brother named Rooster?
He has a brother named Rooster who made a lot of money, I think, with a beer company. I don't know.
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey that's my man.
But so you don't, I mean, I don't, acknowledging where you're at in life, I don't think is tapping out on life.
No, but he turns it into like, okay, now this
Plus,
is...
you guys are in a very, very good spot in life in general.
Yeah, things are going good.
Really good.
We're good.
So the idea that, I mean, why wouldn't you say like things are good right now? Let's start thinking about what the future's going to look like, which by the way, based on present evidence, seems like it'll be great.
Specifically satisfying.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great show.
Yeah, we're going to be fine.
So like if things keep, would you say things keep, are you at the peak of your life? Or
No.
Things, you're not.
No.
When was peak? College.
Wait. I think I'm still on the way up.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Matt already peaked.
Matt peaked in high school. No, I mean like, but I'm saying it's only gotten better so far, life, right?
For sure.
So why wouldn't you think that like it'll just keep getting better? Why would it be stressful to think about,
Because I worry.
You worry.
And he worries, and we worry together.
And then you do drugs.
And you do drugs and drink, and
hopefully the worry goes away until you pass out.
it does for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
I'm like Wendy.
I want to talk to you about Wendy.
Yeah.
I have a lot to say about Wendy.
yeah.
I'm a big Wendy person.
Yeah.
But I was actually thinking of you because, and I wanted to know if this was a good thing or a kind of a scary thing. I think it was both. And I feel like that's a lot of your existence. Like, it's like, that was great, but also scary that it happened. But I'm okay now, so everything's fine.
Yeah.
So, like, I had a very busy Friday into Saturday. I spent the whole day Friday trying to find medication for my wife for blood pressure.
I know.
Right? Like, it was nuts.
WTF.
I had to go to Forest Hills. I had to go, like, it was crazy.
Did they need to mix it? Did they have one of those where they needed a pharmacy where they mix the medicine there?
For whatever reason, this medication that she needed, because it's like, I want to regulate blood pressure,
right?
Still be able to breastfeed, and not get crippling migraines.
That's a tall order.
Right. That medication only is in Forest Hills.
Literally.
That's the only place
Forest
it is.
Hills?
CVS.
But okay.
It's by LaGuardia.
Oh, yeah, because you remember my mom grew up in Forest Hills.
Right.
Johnny Ramone.
Right. The thing.
So,
yeah, and I went to like multiple pharmacies,
Okay.
and they're like, well, we'll get it to you on Monday.
You're
and
like,
I'm
"No,
like,
no, no, no,
that's
no."
how people die.
Yeah.
If you don't have the medication, it's Friday.
Did you call? See, now if I was you, I would have been like on the phone with the doctor, being like, call them and saying, no, you're going to have it now.
Well, you can't just make it appear.
No, yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. When you need something done,
Right.
like that.
When your bank says no,
yeah.
Champion says yes.
Yes. You should have called me. I mean, I didn't know this was happening.
Right.
Like, I would have made sure the medicine was there.
Whereas I'm like, just no more talking. Tell me the solution.
And what was the solution?
Go to Forest Hills.
Okay.
Because I went to the second pharmacy,
nice
which
drive.
was a CVS.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, everything's cool. We got it for you on Monday. And I was like,
no.
Today. And they were like, right.
Monday.
The lady was like, I haven't seen this medication here in 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, that would lead me to believe that we can't just make it appear here today.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, the only place that has it is Forest Hills. I was like, can you check like up north? Can you check, you know, any place like maybe in the county, maybe in Connecticut? They were like, it's going to be Forest Hills.
I mean, it's a nice drive. Throw on some tunes.
Yeah.
It's not ideal, but to make sure that your wife survives.
So I had
her
her call at CVS and go, confirm that it's there, please. I want to drive to Forest Hills and not.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh, yeah, no, it's in the system that it's here, but it's not
right,
actually
but it's not.
here.
We can't find it.
So whatever. So that ended up taking all day. I was happy to do it. You know, there was not any way I wasn't going to get the medication.
No, there's not any
Obviously,
other option. Right.
You're right. But, and then on top of that, I had to do a WWE show for a show that aired in Australia, which means that I was on live at 4 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. So
After driving out to Forest Hills?
Right. So that's Friday all day. And then Saturday at 4 a.m. So technically that's Friday night.
You a little sleepy?
Right now?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm okay right now because do the show, whatever, everything's great. So I was, you know, busy all day, up all night. It was nuts.
Yeah.
So I came home, took a little hour-and-a-half nap.
Nice.
And did the rest of the day. And then at like 10 o'clock at night on Saturday, I was like, okay, I can feel it. I am done.
Like you're going to crash.
I'll watch old Shane Gillis on SNL tomorrow.
Yeah.
No problem.
He did great, by the way.
He did great. I did. I watched it the next morning. I got the cock. I streamed it. Streamed it on the cock.
Oh, I thought you said I got the cuck.
No.
I got the cock too.
Right. So I went to bed and then I woke up like 10 or 11 hours later. Like just,
okay.
right? It just.
So like, don't worry that there's a newborn in the house.
Wait till you hear this.
Okay.
I wake up. I'm like, oh man, thanks for not waking me up. I was telling my wife.
I would have stabbed you.
And she's.
I don't care.
Right. That's why I made my choice.
Okay.
So
I'm angry thinking about
why
it.
you?
Because man,
I was working and
I know, but like,
what's there to be angry about?
you're both in it. Just because she pushed the baby out doesn't mean like she's not sleeping either.
I need to rest at some point. I have to provide.
Okay. All right. Keep going.
So she goes, I'm sorry we kept you up all night. And I went,
No, you didn't.
huh? She was like, the baby, you know, we have a 2-week-old.
Yeah.
She's like, it was a crazy loud night last night.
Wait a minute. Did she remind you that you had a 2-week-old?
No.
Did you forget?
I was aware.
Okay.
Why are you saying it like
I don't
this?
know, because
why are you being so accusatory?
Because I remember those like the first few week nights, and it's brutal for everyone involved.
Right.
Not you.
Look.
Okay. I love you. I'm playing with you, but like, come on.
What do you mean, come on?
I mean, there's a baby that just barely is alive now.
Yeah, and what's it pooping in?
A diaper.
One diaper or many diapers?
Many diapers that you need to provide together. Okay, got it. Okay.
You
I
got
walked
there.
right into that.
You got there without my help. But she goes, yeah, it was, you know, because it was such a loud night. I go, yeah? Was it a loud night? She was like,
is that a joke?
She was like, yeah, I thought we were like bothering you. I go, Jess, this is news. This is total news to me. She was like,
was every kid up?
She was like, we literally left. I took the baby and we left the room and went downstairs because there was just so much going on.
You were that tired. Dead.
Conked, propofol, like out.
Your milk. You got your milk?
Right. And at one point.
Right? Isn't that what Michael Jackson used to call it?
Yeah, my milk. And at one point I go like, oh, that's great. I'm glad I got all that good sleep. Clearly I needed it.
Yeah.
But also, how could I have just shut down and missed all that? You know what I mean? Like that's the good part is like.
Were you scared?
Conked out. Both.
Yeah, like, oh no. Like
how?
Like what if she was calling for you?
Right. I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine how violently she would have had to shake me.
I fell with the baby and I can't get up kind of thing.
Right. She can't come upstairs to get me.
And you're just like propofol.
Propofol. Not even a dream to be had.
No.
Nope. Just unconscious the way God intended.
Yeah, exactly.
And so the fact that nothing went wrong, I was like, fantastic.
Okay.
Then I got an unconscious sleep and nothing went wrong. So we're all good.
Okay.
On to the next one. But then also in my head, I'm like, that's wild that like time just.
She wasn't upset with you.
No, of course not. I provide. Okay. I provide. And also, you know, I'm very active in the household.
I know.
And you paint a picture. No, you don't know that because you paint a picture like I'm not.
No, I'm not painting a picture that you're not. It's
You're
just,
acting like we come here. You're satisfying. We walk in the door. My daughter's on the couch. She might as well be looking at a stranger.
No.
That's how you make it.
Your kids worship the ground you walk on.
And how would they know that if I never spend any time with them?
I never said that. I'm just saying in this specific circumstance, it makes me a little worried, just like it made you a little worried.
No, you are acting like I'm an absentee person.
No. He is not absentee.
I was doing a pre-show for Australia.
Oh, my bad. God,
it's important.
WWE is very important.
It's important.
Yeah, it provides.
So when you have had those moments,
yes,
and yours are not so much. See, like you've had moments like that, but instead of being work-induced, they're play-induced.
Yeah, I've never not woken up for my kid though. No,
Yeah.
I'm not. And this is
No,
not.
no, no, no,
That's
I
not
don't think-
accusatory.
I don't think it's projection.
Yeah, I've never like. That doesn't matter because like like the nights when it's like a late night or I'm.
But
like,
has Matt not woken up?
Yeah.
Right. Maybe that's just something in the genetics. Maybe like the mom.
But don't you worry, I beat him out of bed. I don't like beat him, but like I will wake that mother, you know what, her up.
But Jess also doesn't wake me up out of spite.
Yeah, I would. If I'm up, you're up.
Right. Yeah.
If I'm suffering, you're suffering.
That's not the game she plays.
Well, we're different people.
We are. We all made choices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He chose my choice.
You
He
did.
chose his choice.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
This ain't a surprise.
I'm really happy everything is okay, but that is scary because like they always say, like, you know, like you'll hear, I would even hear right after the kids were born, I'd hear like you hear phantoms. I'd get up and be like, were they crying?
Sure.
And they're like sound asleep.
Sure.
But like that's how hyper aware I was, which I'm sure she is.
Yes. Now, do you think that that's genetic in the sense that came out of your body?
Probably.
Or do you think that there's also part of it where as guys, we're like,
She's got it.
exactly. Like even if I'm not conscious of it, if I know,
She's got it.
like if you've got it,
Yeah.
then Matt's like, I'm here no matter what. You just tell me.
Yeah.
But you know in the back of your head, but she's got it.
Right. And also, if I have to shake you awake,
Right.
that's a problem. If I wake you, I think that's like one thing. You didn't hear it. You
Sure.
were deep in sleep. But if I have to shake
No,
you
I would have
awake,
needed a violent shaking.
clearly.
Yes. I didn't know any of that stuff happened.
Okay. Let's try to make sure I know that you're providing and it's very chaotic right
providing.
now. I know you've said a few times.
All right, good.
I want to make sure that doesn't happen often, I guess. That we don't like, I know you have to provide, but that you don't let your schedule get so chaotic that,
Correct.
you know, like you,
But it's irregular. That's
Okay.
why I'm even bringing it up.
okay.
I was like, whoa, that's kind of wild.
Well, pretty wild.
Yeah. Atypical.
Atypical.
Right.
Glad that that's
Yeah.
the case. You just made me mad for a second, but I still love you. You're one of the greatest humans I've ever known, and one of the greatest males I've ever known.
Well, if I was one of the greatest humans,
Yeah.
that would encapsulate me.
No, because then I'm hunker. I'm like, you know,
Right.
I'm honing in.
Right.
I'm getting a little bit more.
And to be more specific,
top
top tier male.
Yes.
That's sick.
In my life, so I can question you.
You're allowed to.
I'm allowed.
And I appreciate. Well, you got to keep me in check. You got to make sure I'm still top tier.
Right.
Right.
I don't want you to fall.
So, and maybe part of that lack of awareness is because I had to get the Lifetime app. I don't have Lifetime.
Me neither. We couldn't find it anywhere.
What do you use for TV? Like, do you have live TV?
No, we just have like all the
Streaming services?
all the apps.
So you don't have any live TV? What does Matt watch sports on?
Oh, I don't know. Bravo TV.
Bravo.
Oh,
runs
not
sports.
Bravo. Sorry, that's all I watch is Bravo. No, YouTube TV. YouTube TV.
Okay, so you have YouTube TV.
Yes, we have
Same
YouTube
thing we
TV.
have.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what we use for live
Bravo?
TV. That's so.
I'm like, all I can watch is Housewives.
Well, you watch NCAA on. It's on Bravo, right?
Well, doesn't Bravo actually own?
Are there other channels?
No, not for me. I don't know. I think Bravo's maybe owned by Peacock. I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Let me see. Maybe because they do BravoCon on Peacock. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe
Okay,
there's
who knows?
like NBC Universal. But yeah, so I don't get Lifetime or A&E or any of those. Unfortunately, I would love to, but so I've been a Wendy Williams fan forever.
I know this about you.
Like I grew up listening to that radio show. Maybe not grew up, but like high school for sure and beyond. I listen to Wendy Williams on the radio every afternoon.
What are her fans called? How you doiners?
Yes.
Yeah.
How you doiners? I was one of the dooners.
The dooner.
I was a dooner. I was a long time dooner. Yeah.
I bet she does have people.
And yeah, I mean that's where like Charlemagne the God came from. Like I knew of Charlemagne.
Oh, he was from Wendy?
He was Wendy's sidekick
For real?
That's how he got to New York.
I didn't listen to her because I was like in upstate New York.
Right, Syracuse.
I was in the Q's.
Right. Yeah, no, Charlemagne, like, he was doing radio in South Carolina, and she brought him in to be her sidekick. And I think that was like when she was trying to go a little bit more mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
So because she's very abrasive.
You think?
Right. So, but it got to a point where like you can't just insult celebrities if you want to go mainstream.
Agreed.
Howard got into
Yes.
that problem too. He had to figure out how to.
He fixed it eventually.
He did. Arguably.
Yeah.
So I think she brought in Charlemagne to be the more like mean one. Because in the beginning, I mean.
You got to play good cop, bad cop.
And he was bad cop to a T, but he was great. The show was great.
Okay.
Awesome show. And then, of course, she moves to daytime TV. And, like, I mean, that was a far more, I think, female-targeted show, but still a great show and a show that you were on.
Yeah, probably like a handful of times, 5 or 6 times.
What would you do? Go on and do the gossip reports?
The gossip report. I would go on
The
with
411.
when she'd have like random people, like a little round table, and we'd go over like the news and of the pop culture stuff that was going on the day and our takes on it.
The 411.
The 411.
So, yeah, so then Lifetime.
And she was always awesome to me. I would like to say she was always sweet.
Really?
She was like, she was like very gracious. She was grateful that I would come on. Like she was very cool.
Did she ever ask how you were doing?
She did a few times,
That's
actually.
Great. That's great. That's
what a guy.
great.
Yeah. What a gal.
What a gal. So, yeah, but so in like, whatever, 2-3 years ago, she started getting a little health-wise weird before then. I think the first thing was when she like did that weird collapse when she was dressed like a Statue of Liberty.
First of all, the fact
almost as good as your Mitch McConnell.
Oh, there was. But I just watched it last night. The fact that people are questioning, like, did she do that on purpose? Like, was that all staged? Who would stage that?
I mean, I don't know. It looked so theatrical, I think, the way that she did it.
It's just the way, that's her way. That's her face. That's just the way it is.
It was, there is something about her, and it's amazing, because when you watch that clip of her collapsing, you realize, like, like being dramatic is just ingrained.
Yeah, it's who she is.
Because in that moment, you wouldn't think, I'm collapsing, let me make a big production out of it. But she like stops and her face is so
She's scared.
But it's dramatic.
Dramatic.
It's expressive.
It is.
It's like she's a theater actress.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's making sure in the back you can see that face. But she's not conscious of it.
Yeah, and it's not her best look. So knowing her, she wants to make sure she looks good.
Right.
And that's not a good look, which is like she would never put herself in the position where she's going to look like an idiot.
And it's always scary to see a person who is scared or confused in the moment with something that's going on inside. Like when you don't see what's in like the chest area. Yes.
In this area.
But you know, like when they look confused and you're like, there's nothing for you to be confused about.
Have you ever passed out?
No.
Oh.
I don't think so. No.
It's horrible.
Is it scary?
It's horrible.
Do you know it's coming?
Twice it's happened to me in my life. Once when I was in high school and I took bong hits before I went to practice.
Practice what?
Well, diving practice. With my friend.
Just ripping that bong.
Ripping that bong. And I was going to give the cashier my change. I hadn't eaten yet that morning. And
perfect. So you were empty stomach, bong hits. Let's go to diving practice. Yeah. Man, we are invincible in high school, aren't we?
We are.
Yeah.
And then I was fine, but they were like, call an ambulance. I was like, no. I'm like, my coach is going to kill me. That's all I could think of. And then the other time was when I was pregnant, I would get dizzy a lot. I collapsed on the subway. And I
think I remember that.
I could feel it happening. You see it, and you start to see spots, and you're like, I'm going down, but there's no stopping it.
And you collapsed under that car that time.
I did.
yeah, about a year ago.
Yeah.
And then ran you over and backed over.
No, but they tried to call the ambulance for me on the subway, and I was like, no, I don't want to be an after, when they do after an earlier incident, I didn't want to be the after an earlier incident girl. And the trains are all effed up because...
You're always conscious of perception.
Yeah.
What are they going to think? Let's not do this.
Right.
Let's bury this. Let's sweep this right under the rug.
Right.
But so does it suck because when you come out of it, you're like, what the fuck happened?
It's embarrassing. Right. Feels gross. You're scared.
Yeah.
Why did it happen?
Yeah. It's like on the news when they have like the birtations. When on the, like they just start,
yes.
And you're like, because to me, one of the scariest things is like,
the birtations. I like that.
Yeah.
That girl that happened to was really scared, that news reporter.
The idea of your brain failing you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because you trust your brain. Like, this is your sense of reality.
Right. Am I pregnant? Did I take bong hits? What could it be?
Don't know.
We don't know.
It could be either one.
It really could.
Could be either one. But so that's why that clip always freaked me out, because you can almost see this click in her brain where she's like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, don't let this happen to me.
And we're all like, Wendy, nothing's happening. And then
at least she didn't have the birtation. She just went down.
she did not have the birtation. But then after that, like, she started getting, I guess she said it was Graves' disease, right? When her eyes started getting big.
Yeah, I do want to tell you this. She's always had, like, her eyes have always been very big, but
Not like this.
Yes, not like what it is now. But the last time I was on her show, I don't remember what it was, whoever she asked me about, it was like not someone anyone would be a fan of. So she asked my opinion, and I was going on. I was like, that bug-eyed something, and she goes, watch it. Like she
In a funny way?
In a funny way.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, I don't know. We probably should have looked up what Graves' disease is. I don't know, but it's more than Graves' disease. All of this, clearly.
Yeah. Because then she ends up going away for a while. They have substitute hosts.
Yeah.
Fill-in hosts. I'm surprised you didn't try to worm your way in there.
I should have.
Yeah, in
I
hindsight.
wouldn't do that to my girl.
Appreciate that.
You know?
That's cool of you. Were you offered?
No.
So
Good call.
yeah, I thought that might be what we were doing.
I don't think I even thought to like call my manager and be like, hey, do you think you can get me in there? Like, I know all the producers.
Hosts.
Like,
yeah. That would have been a good move.
Really blew that.
Yeah, it would have been good. But it probably worked out for the best. We're doing satisfying now.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then they ended up canceling the show while she was gone.
Yeah.
And she's just kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
So then Lifetime goes, we're doing a documentary series called Where is Wendy? And like, I was watching the trailers for it, and it was like, I was watching the trailers going, this doesn't strike me as something that should be on television.
But it also says she's one of the executive producers.
But how could she be an executive producer? She doesn't even know where she is.
Well, isn't that a lot of people are executive producers? Like, they just want the credit, but they're not actually producing.
Or somebody else put her name on it.
So it looked like she was like, yes, I want this out there.
Because that's part of it, right? That like, she's under conservatorship.
Yeah.
So
it feels like worse than a conservatorship. They took all her money away.
Well, they didn't, it's locked.
But who has the right to do that? She just
That's what conservatorship is.
Yeah, but then somebody has control over it. Doesn't it even seem like they say, okay, like Britney, like the dad's got control over it.
Right.
Who's the person who's controlling it? It's just a bank. It doesn't make sense to me unless I'm misinformed.
No, it doesn't make sense. I think that she was under conservatorship, and then the bank said that there may be people not acting in her best interest, so we're just going to lock it all up.
Was that her ex? I feel like he came back in the mix.
I mean, so I'm watching this thing.
I know. So upsetting. I almost couldn't go to sleep. I watched one episode and stopped.
Yeah, I mean, I watched 2. I haven't seen all 4 yet, but I watched the first 2. And like, these people that she's got around her, number one,
Enablers.
Yeah, she's got the craziest enablers around her. Like, that are just like, oh, that's just Wendy being Wendy. And it's like, this is not a human being. She needs care. She needs care. Well, that one guy seems like he's just waiting for her to like die, even though that sounds so horrible. So the manager?
Yeah, that manager.
Well, she said, that's my sexy friend.
Yeah. Oh my God. Before they showed her feet, and then she almost showed us her boobs. What the?
She's like, you want to see him?
No, I don't.
And that's what the producer said. You don't have to do that.
And
she has homeless person feet.
That's not a homeless person's feet. And that was because of some sort of condition she has.
I know, but it is what homeless people's feet look like.
Why are we whispering? She can't hear us.
I love Wendy.
I love her too, and you don't want to hurt her feelings.
I don't.
But yeah, it seems like everything that could go wrong with a human is going wrong. All the diseases, all the alcoholism, like her body's breaking down. It's broken down.
I mean, have you read, like, they are also saying that they think it's like she's got dementia.
No, she does. I don't think it's a thing.
Okay.
She does not know what's happening.
No, she doesn't.
And then
Did you see the scene at the vape store?
No. Was that in the second episode?
Second episode, they go to this smoke shop where she's like, that's where they sell. She's like, I want you to get my vapes. And she's with her publicist and her driver. And her driver's already said, some days she's like super nice, some days she's super mean, some days she's introducing herself even though I see her every day. Mm-hmm. And you're like, come on, dude.
Yeah,
we know what this is. She goes and her publicist comes out and is like, this is what they had. And when he goes, this isn't the smoke shop. This isn't the one that I told you to go to.
Yes, it is.
They're like, yes, it is. She goes, this is not the one I told you to go to. And she's like, go to the Wendy Williams studio, which is the Sherry Shepherd studio. It's not the Wendy Williams studio. Sherry Shepherd does her show there. She goes, go to the Wendy Williams studio.
No,
They go,
we can't.
okay.
Why would they say okay?
And they drive by the studio, which is right there. And she goes, now go around. The smoke shop that I always went to is right around the corner. And they go around the block.
And it's back to the other place.
It's right where they started. And she goes, see, this is it. And they go, Wendy, this is where we just were.
I see. Did you see how mean she was to the nail technician? The girl that came, she's in her bed doing her nails. She's like, "What are you, stupid?"
She's like, she starts by going like, oh, do you want to get married?
Yeah.
And by the way, that is OG Wendy.
Yeah.
I was like, there she is. Like,
Yeah,
that's the
yeah,
Wendy
yeah.
that would ask those questions.
You see like little pieces and blinks of her.
Yeah, when she's like, you want to have, and you're like, she's asking these probing questions of the stranger.
I'm sorry, you never saw any blinks of her during this.
No,
There is no
you didn't.
blinks.
No, you didn't.
It almost was like the balls are out of the sockets.
Correct.
It looks uncomfortable.
Correct.
It looks like it hurts.
Correct.
Okay.
So she goes, you want to have kids?
Yeah, let's talk.
Oh, maybe I'd like to have one kid. Oh, yeah, one kid. What are you doing, you idiot?
Take that off.
Take it off. What are you, stupid?
Oh, what are you, stupid? And then she looked, and what we were saying while we were watching is that girl was young, and she probably looked up to Wendy. She probably listened to her, watched her growing up, and was like, "This is such a cool experience.
Huge gig.
Huge gig. I'm gonna do her nails." What are you, stupid?
Then on the second episode, she's with her publicist, and they're just talking about stuff. And like mid conversation, Wendy goes, "I wish you'd just get liposuction."
No.
And the publicist is like, yeah, like no selling to the no sellist. She goes, she goes, your face is fine. Your face is great, but you should just get liposuction. And the publicist is brushing it off.
But she keeps going.
I have a thick skin. It's just Wendy. But if somebody is being that cruel and weird and mean,
I'm not gonna be your publicist who's supposed to make you look good to the public.
or go, there's something wrong with her. This isn't how humans behave. Like, it's okay to go, well, I can accept it because it's Wendy and you just don't know Wendy. Like, she's not doing well. So sometimes she says stuff like that.
No.
Okay, well then stop everything.
Yeah.
And let's stop planning the next podcast.
Yeah.
Did you see when she went back to Asbury Park? Her hometown?
Not go back. No, she talked about it. And there's the friend that's there, but no, we're not there yet. I watched one episode. Well, a lot happens in the second episode.
She goes back to her hometown.
Okay.
To Wendy Williams Way. They named the street after her.
Of course they did.
She goes to the arcade. Her picture is on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
She's just staring at the wall, looking at the pictures. Her manager goes, there you are. Points to the picture that's right in front of her face.
What did she say?
That's me? He goes, yeah. You probably don't even remember being here. And then he says stuff like, she meets so many people. She doesn't remember.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
But that's her. That's not so many people. That's you.
She goes to Wendy Williams Way, where the street sign is to take pictures for this
Mm-hmm.
podcast that is necessary. And she's sitting at the street sign, and the person who put the street sign up comes over. Oh, hey, blah, blah, blah. They're talking. And Wendy's like, yeah, they named this street after me because I grew up right down there.
That's why. That's the reason.
The woman who put up the street sign goes, you grew up down there.
Oh, I'm just thinking that's not just because you live there.
Down there. And Wendy was like, I grew up down there. And the woman goes,
No.
You lived in that house down there.
Yeah.
She goes, Wendy's like, are you sure? And the woman goes, huh, you know where you were born? And you know what Wendy goes without? She goes, oh, I don't recall.
Well, she also said that about her son. She doesn't remember when he was born or how old she was when he was born. What? Who doesn't remember that?
You remember how old you were when your son was born?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so there you go. Proof's in the pudding.
Oh my God.
Now, I mean, but you also don't know, right? Like, clearly these people who are trying to put her to work
Yeah, because they want, right.
don't have her best interest. But I also don't know about this family that's trying to get her money too.
Yeah, but when she was down in Florida with with her son,
Yeah.
she was getting back. It's like then they bring her back to New York and she's not okay. When she's down in Florida, she's okay because she's sober. You cannot take down 2 liters of straight vodka a day and be okay. When I'm hungover after drinking like too much, but like not like what she's drinking, you're a little tired, you're a little foggy. So imagine what it feels like if day in and day out you're chugging straight vodka. I like my vodka, she said.
Yeah. They go, what did she said? She had some way of phrasing it.
Who doesn't? What don't they like about the drinking? I don't know. They don't like vodka. Something weird that didn't make any sense.
And then they go, why were you in the sober house? She goes, don't bring that up. Matter of fact, leave the room. They go, what? Leave the room.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
In one scene in the second episode, the doc crew gets there and she's in a Sam Roberts sleep.
Oh, really? And they couldn't wake her up?
In the middle of the day.
No.
It's wild. And you're like going, I don't want to be, like, this shouldn't be on, this shouldn't be being made.
No,
this shouldn't be on television.
We were watching on the couch and we have a little remote that's like this big. Matt is like this in the corner, hiding behind it. He's like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do this. It is like watching a horrible train wreck.
Can I tell you something?
What? You love that.
You know how I love Wendy.
Yes.
And how do I feel about you?
You love me very much.
The way Wendy speaks and her dramatic expressions. And there's just something about it where I go, oh my God. That's why I love both those people. Yeah.
Do not liken me to Wendy Williams.
I mean, it's parallels.
It's not parallel lives. Actually, Matt did say when we were on the phone with him, didn't he say, well, I've seen Nicole look like that.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
You've not seen my eyes bulge out of the sockets.
Not yet. Wendy's older than you.
I hate you. I am not like Wendy Williams. I'm maybe like fun and it's fun to hang out with me and
Wouldn't
stuff.
Wendy say that?
When Wendy was in her good Wendy, not this Wendy, not Lifetime Wendy. I am not Lifetime Wendy.
But where does
I do not have homeless people feet. Take it back.
You do have weird feet.
I do.
I didn't even think of that.
I hate you so much.
You have the weirdest feet I've ever seen.
I'm not Wendy Williams.
You kind of are.
Get out. Leave the room.
There are a lot of similarities in the way you two conduct yourselves. Yes. Yes, if you watch it, like, and it's not even like, it's the way she says
I'm gonna
things.
throw up.
It's the way she presents herself. Like, there is something, when she's on, there's something so incredibly likable, intoxicating. You want to be around it. Like, that's what Wendy's appeal has been.
What?
There's a dark side.
There is a dark side, but not a Wendy Williams dark side.
Yet.
Stop saying yet.
Well, because
don't put it out in the universe. You're manifesting me to turn in
I'm not.
to eyeballs out of my sockets.
I'm just saying.
And bad wigs. Bad wigs.
They're not the best wigs.
They're horrible. And she always looks so great. Like, I wanted, like, when I would get ready to be a guest on her show, like, on like any other thing I would host or be a guest on, I was like, I need to look fire. Like,
Fire.
Pookie fire.
Yeah, because she'll tell you if you're not looking
Yes,
fire.
and I made sure every time, like crazy makeup, like amazing outfits.
Did you ever see Wendy being mean to people on the set? Like that? Like what you saw in the thing?
Not like that. I
Right.
saw her being like her and like a little tough, but
Sure,
never mean.
that's-
Never mean.
I mean, like out of nowhere going like,
No.
you know, you're disgusting. Get the hell out
Can
of
you
here.
see me do that?
Now? No.
I don't know what to do. I think you need to leave your house.
Was there ever any like, and she was sharp, right? Because Wendy's always been very sharp.
Witty, yes.
I mean, in the second episode, at one point, she's like looking at like one of her tabloid magazines.
Yeah.
And you can tell like she loves
Yes.
the tabloid stuff.
Yeah.
And she goes like, oh, like she's trying to formulate opinions like she used to formulate them.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, I love this one right here. This one right here. I love her.
Mm-hmm. Well, then
you know who it was?
Who was it?
Jennifer Lopez.
Oh dear, that's not a hard one to identify.
One of the easier ones.
Do you see at one point when they ask her a question, she starts answering it? And this does happen to me. She loses it mid-thought.
Yeah, I did.
And it's like it just goes away and she realizes she doesn't know what she's saying
Right.
anymore and she just goes, well, kind of like Mitch McConnell.
You do that sometimes?
No, I don't do that.
You said you do that.
No, sometimes I will like lose my thought, but that doesn't happen all the time. And
But
that's not because
sometimes.
I've taken down a bottle of vodka.
Okay.
I can't believe what's happening here. Satisfying's coming to an end. This is the final episode. No, but it is very horribly
But-
upsetting. If I ever turn into that, I want you to. I'm giving you permission now. It is on camera.
Okay.
I am saying I want you to kill me. I want you just to
no,
end me.
I'm not.
End it.
Can you let me be your?
You can be my enabler.
No, not enabler. Who in charge of you?
My guardian,
Yeah. So
the conservator.
can I be your
You
conservator?
can be my conservator. I definitely trust you more than Matt, for sure.
I would do that too.
Okay.
And like you and Megan still have that relationship. It's just like whatever
Yeah.
co-parenting he wanted to do,
You
you would talk to
Yeah.
me and then he and I would discuss.
You're like the coach.
Yeah.
Put me in, coach.
Right. Right.
Yeah, if this ever happens to me, I don't want to be around anymore.
I don't think. Look,
My feet.
You have weird feet.
I have horrible feet.
I think if you had gotten famous
Like that.
early,
Yeah, maybe.
I think that would have happened to you.
I think it could have. It was not good for a long time. It was bad.
Right. I think the
Really bad.
fact that like you've had to buckle down and like fight for it now
Mm-hmm.
and work for it hard and like you've been busting your ass for years.
Mm-hmm.
I think that not that Wendy ever didn't bust her ass.
Yeah.
But I think with you specifically, I would think the fact that you've had to bust your ass as much as you have, there is something generally sobering about that. There's a
little more grounded.
Yes.
A little more grounded than good old Wendy.
Yes. But I'll say this. Do I think that's how you're going to end up? No, of course not. Will I be watching?
For sure.
Intently.
Yes.
Like when the minute you start getting yes people around you, and I could see you getting a couple yes people.
1,000,000%. Are you joking? Of course.
You would definitely get some yes people.
Say no to me.
Right. Right.
My way or the highway, baby.
Sure.
I'm Wendy freaking Williams.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
This is what I'm worried about.
I got to watch the second one tonight. So because now I feel like this is like
You're sitting there talking about your son. I've always loved Keegan. I've always loved Keegan. And Keegan's sitting there like, I don't know what happened to her.
Yeah, that poor kid and the nephew.
Yeah.
And he said, the son said he was being a part of it because he thinks that he's hoping this is, this is going to help her. Like the only reason he agreed to be a part of this, I think in the first episode, is he was saying, because I'm hoping this will help.
Okay, well,
Clearly that's not going to happen.
And I also got to find out, what the payment structure is.
For him.
Right.
Okay.
Because a lot of people say they're going to help, but.
Do you think that that will be public?
No.
Okay. You're going to hire a PI?
You think I should?
Yeah, why not? I mean, if there's a chance that one of your favorite people in the world turns into this woman, I think she
was one of my favorite people in the world.
Okay.
So I like those types of people who turn into that type of people.
Right. So that's why you like me, because I'm going to turn into Wendy.
I didn't know that until I watched the thing.
Okay.
Like I was like, oh, that's why I like Nicole so much, because
You thought about me when you were watching it?
1,000%.
Thanks for being honest.
Yeah. Well, I'll always be honest.
I know.
But it was in the good ways.
Sure, pal.
Because when those glimpses of Wendy would come, I go like, yeah, that's why I liked Wendy. Oh my God, she's so much like Nicole. And then I went, oh, wow.
This is so mean, because this is somebody who's obviously like really not well. But do you think your clip guy could put her eyes on mine in our thumbnail for this episode?
I think there's a possibility.
I don't think I'd look good like that. But maybe if I saw it, it would deter me from
You don't
becoming
have
her.
small eyes, by the way.
No, I have very big eyes.
Come on, dude. Come on. Yeah, it's...
It's like we're
it's
twins.
It's like Thanos. You know what it is?
What?
Inevitable.
I hate you.
I think so.
You don't think so?
I'll be watching, though. I'll be here for
Glad.
you.
You know what? Good to know you'll be watching.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every step I take.
Boom, 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 boom.
Okay.
By the way, maybe I don't know if we can still sing that because of Diddy.
Oh my God. Things are not getting better for him.
No, they're getting actually much worse.
Much
As it
worse.
turns out, he might be a monster.
Pretty sure. You know that I told you what he said when he walked into our studio, right?
What did he say?
Oh, hell nah. And walked out. He looked at me, Ryan, and Stan from the Morning Match on SiriusXM It's One, opened the door and went, oh, hell nah, and walked out.
And then did he come back?
No. I don't know what it was about. Maybe he saw Wendy in me and he was like,
I know where this goes, and I'm not going to be part of it from the start.
But now we used to tell that story and be like, what a jerk. But now I'm so happy because I don't ever want him. I don't want anything out there of me and him in a picture or in the same room or anything.
No, your Diddy story is so tame.
Oh, yeah.
Comparatively speaking, which is good.
He's got to go. There's also this theory that, his wife, Kim, that was his wife, right? Or his girlfriend,
so.
Whatever, they had babies together, and
mate.
she died. And he loved so much, and always, every year after she's passed, talks about that. There's a rumor and a theory that he actually killed her because she was going to put a book out about all of this.
It seems a little far-fetched.
I like it.
I think that's why you like it, because it's so far-fetched.
But I mean, things in Hollywood can be far-fetched. Think about the things we've talked about in this show.
I mean, I guess, but you don't believe that. You think the Instagram stories are real, but you I feel like there are a lot of people like that they'll believe the really far-fetched stuff, but the stuff that's clearly fake right in front of your face, you just go like, well, that's very real.
It suits me.
It's just easier.
Oh,
Speaking of documentaries, one that is a little bit more pleasant, which I didn't see any Nicole's on.
no.
But man, I'm going to tell you something. Did you watch this We Are the World?
I saw it and I literally texted every human I know and was like, please watch this.
Yeah.
When I
You
was,
love it.
I love it so much. I loved the song when I was a little girl. And I remember my mom told me that when I would be in the car and she'd play the song when it was like out, that I would be able to call out everyone's name and be like, that's Cindy, like that's Lionel,
You knew.
that's Michael. Yeah.
You mean Lionel?
Sorry, Lionel.
Lionel?
Lionel.
Yeah,
I want to play with your stupid monkey.
Come
I
on,
want to play
dude.
with that, man.
Relax.
You know, snake.
Weird guy.
I like that Lionel. I mean, Lionel.
Lionel.
I like that he kind of like did an impersonation of Michael.
I mean, let me tell you something about Lionel Richie. He has told that Michael Jackson story many times.
How could
He's
you not?
perfected it.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah, I think there are two things that I took away. Number one, Waylon Jennings rules. Waylon Jennings is the one that just like walked out
Oh, yeah.
when they started
Well,
speaking Swahili. And Waylon Jennings is like, yeah, no, dude.
No. And then what about what's her name, who they just were waiting for Prince? I felt bad. And then I would have thought that she would have been so angry
Yeah,
still
what's her-
years
why am I
later. I
blanking on
can't
her
think of her name. Oh, Sheila D. Sheila E. D, wrong letter. Sheila E.
That's very Stanley D of you.
Yeah, that was very Sheila D. Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's like
Sheila
she
E.
knew it. And then if I was her, I'd be still so angry. Like, I'm not doing this documentary.
What else are you doing?
That's true.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, and honestly, like, are you like, oh man, We Are the World would have been great with the Sheila E. solo?
No, but like that
It
really
sucks
must
that
suck.
they pulled the wool over her eyes.
She's just waiting, like, when's my purse? Come on, again, coach, put me in, coach.
Yeah, no, we're gonna get to you. We're gonna get to you. Oh,
Have-
you're just hoping Prince shows
Is
up.
Prince nearby?
Yeah.
Have you spoken with him?
Does he hit you up?
No?
No.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll
No,
be
we're still
right-
getting you.
Yeah.
That's besides the point.
Yeah, we'll be right there.
We got a couple others too.
Yeah,
Where's
yeah,
Waylon?
yeah,
Did Waylon
yeah.
Jennings come back ever? I'm looking for Waylon. Yeah.
Also,
and-
Stevie, who wanted to try to do the Swahili, he was equally as annoying, and I love me some Stevie.
but there's always one person
Yeah.
in the group that goes like, "What if we did this?" And it's
No.
like, "Why are you taking us off track?
Yeah,
What are you talking about?"
I know.
No,
I know.
you got to do it this way. And you're like,
Just leave it to Quincy. He's got it covered.
yeah.
Leave it to Lionel. Leave it to Michael. Everyone will be okay. We don't need you.
I will say that footage of
Everything.
Michael just singing by himself, just
So
like,
cool.
I'm not even going to the awards.
Chills.
I'm like, they should just put his version out.
What about poor Bob Dylan? He was so confused.
Well, because Bob Dylan, it was almost like he wanted to pull him aside and go, you know, I'm not a very good singer, right?
Yeah, and
I'm not good at this.
Yeah, he's not a singer.
I've been
He's-
tricking people for a long
I
time.
love Bob Dylan.
He's not good at the thing that he does.
But there's a lot of artists out there that don't sing, right? They like.
well, yeah, painters, sure.
No, I'm talking about like.
But they're not on We Are the World.
You're right. They ended up working out. I mean, Stevie was able to get what they needed out of him.
Yeah,
Remember, he brought him over to the piano, and he was like, "Oh, I get it. Oh, I understand. Oh."
You love Bob Dylan.
I love Bob Dylan. But do you remember the meme that was going around of
Mm.
him last year? Because it was him. They're all in the bleachers,
Mm-hmm.
like doing the chorus thing, and it's of him just like looking like he smells poop or something. He's miserable.
Right. Possibly on drugs.
I mean, I think they all were. Well,
Right.
could you imagine? Oh, to be in that room.
That's the thing. This was a very nice documentary.
Yeah, but we know what was happening.
It was the 1980s, and you had the biggest musicians in the world.
Yeah.
There's the thing about the 1980s. They hadn't established consequences for anything yet.
No, it's my kind of time.
You like that?
I love it.
Just a wild, regrettable time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With just and all these famous people who were like standing over each other. It was very cool.
Yeah. I am a Cyndi Lauper fan.
Love.
I guess I had not given enough credit to her ability as a singer, like just as like somebody with
Yeah.
an insane. Because I guess she gets
When you heard her trying her part several times.
Yeah.
It was very cool.
she gets looped into like the pop star thing or
Yeah.
like the she bop or the the big wild orange hair and
Her hair was awesome.
WrestleMania and
Yeah.
all this Cyndi Lauper stuff. But like when it was just like, okay, here's my solo. Can you do that again? Can you do that again? And she's just belting it out. Yeah. It was awesome.
I mean, she's amazing. And also, remember, she wasn't going to do it. Like, didn't like last minute, I think it was like between Madonna and her.
Right.
And then she was like, my boyfriend doesn't think it's going to be a hit.
It's not going to be a hit.
Oh, but then also what, like, I mean, I had these questions before the documentary, but like, what was Dan Aykroyd doing there? Like, what, there were certain people that were there that just like wanted to be a part of it.
Well, I think so. It's interesting because
in the background,
it's a
like,
great
clapping
question.
along.
Like, what are you doing there? You're a Ghostbuster.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Go bust ghosts.
Right. No, because what they didn't really talk about, I think, because they wanted to be nice.
Yeah.
Was that like there were some people there that it's like this made sense that year,
Yeah.
but does not hold up. Like Bruce holds up, Stevie holds up,
Yeah.
Cyndi Lauper holds up.
Yeah.
Like there's a bunch of them hold up, but like I imagine that Dan Aykroyd was there because he was doing like the Blues Brothers.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
That's because I was thinking the same thing. I was like,
What are you doing up there?
from like the Coneheads,
Oh my God, I forgot the Coneheads.
like Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, I mean, and he was obviously he fit for the time, right? Like he made sense. Like he made sense for the year.
But also, people don't associate him as a singer.
Nope.
There were 0 other actors there.
Yeah,
They came from the American Music Awards.
which was also very cool. That like this is one of the things that was very cool. You could never, for multiple reasons, could never recreate that. I know they like sort of tried to. Excuse me.
But yeah, it was not.
But I'm saying even like do a song like that and be able to get artists that big, that many, after an awards show in one night in one room.
It could never happen. There would be feuds.
Yep.
People would start drama on
Yep.
purpose because
Yep.
of, Real Housewives energy.
Yep.
Like they'd be like, oh, this would be good for press.
Yep.
And also, you couldn't get them all next to each other because their weirdo costumes are 6 times as big.
Lady Gaga.
Yeah, Lady Gaga's got a meat suit on, and
Yeah.
Doja Cat is dressed like God knows what. and
Yeah.
Sam Smith.
Hellraiser.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And Sam Smith has bought a satanic outfit from Party City.
with a tutu.
Ooh, scary.
Yeah, but
He's
they
got
just,
little devil horns on.
But also like it would just be like the egos. Obviously, there were a lot of egos in the room for We Are the World, but I feel like the egos are even bigger now. And because of technology, we know that like sometimes there's collaborations and they've never even met each other.
Right. And I also think that there's an understanding of everything is forever. So, like, you get all those stars in the room, everyone's going to be conscious of the cameras. Everyone knows we're making a documentary.
Yep.
Everyone knows everyone's going to see this footage.
And everyone's entourages are there.
Right. So everyone is acting as if,
Yeah.
every bit of this is a show. Whereas then, once the award show was over, there was a camera guy running around, but all those stars were not thinking, because where are we going to even air this? They're just going to make a music video. They're not going to run all this footage. I don't have to act like an idiot as if.
I didn't even know they had that footage.
Right, me neither.
I mean, it's just you had the video, but like it was like I thought that was just a.
But now, like, celebrities just anytime there's a camera around, like, oh, I should act like a total moron to get people to talk about me. That's a great idea.
Correct. And I also think I used to think that the way that it happened was sort of quickly. They got all these stars in. They said, you're going to sing this line. They all learned it. You're going to sing this line. And they just filmed. And it was like almost like one take. And they all just like Cindy sang that part the way she wanted to. Bruce sang his part the way that he wanted to, like in that take. I didn't realize it was like each part, each line was like, should it go to this person? And you're going to have to do it over and over again. It was like a lot of intricacies.
Right. That Quincy was actually putting it together as they went. Because they also didn't have the same level of technology that we have now. Like you said, like you could just remember when Gal Gadot saved the world during the pandemic by having
that was what I was. It was horrible. And is it
all of
Gadot?
It's Gadot.
You can call it Gadot.
It's Gadot.
It's not. I thought it was Gadot.
It's 100% Gadot.
Okay, fine. I trust you. I totally forgot for you to charge my phone. Can you do that? Please don't get mad at me.
I mean, I'm not going to get mad at you. I'm not the one that's going to run out of juice.
I am going to run out of juice. It's okay if you can't find it. I know this is so not profesh, but
No, yeah, Gal Gadot saving the world by with the Imagine All the People.
Yeah, it was really bad. And it was like in the middle of the pandemic, it was different. Like our pandemic was different than like bajillions of people dying from starvation and like AIDS in Africa.
Right. And also, like, there was an expressway. We're going to sell this record.
Yes.
And then we'll use the money for the starving people in Africa.
Right.
Like, there's an ABC.
Gal missed that part.
No, she was like, I have so many celebrity friends, and these are their cell phone videos.
Well, maybe a few were Zoom.
Some of them might have been Zoom, but that was kind of only the very beginning of Zoom.
Oh, my God.
I mean, talk about a strikeout, huh?
Yeah, it was. And like I would feel really dumb. You don't do that. You don't try to take on something like that unless you have like some like Gal, whatever your name
Gal
is.
who?
Gadot.
It is Gadot.
Dottie. Listen, you
I'm
don't
a rebel, Dottie.
She can't do this. If you want to do it, if she had this idea, you find like the Quincy of this time who can wrangle, who can make it happen.
What if you have an outrageous sense of self-importance?
I mean, that could work.
Yeah.
Could also fail.
Also, she did that after Wonder Woman 1. I don't think she'd have the balls to do it after Wonder Woman 2. Because Wonder Woman 2 was terrible.
But do you think she was
Wonder Woman 2 was so bad, even Pedro Pascal couldn't save it. And Pedro Pascal can save just about anything.
Man.
That's the caffeine daddy.
I love when he was at the award show, I don't know, last week or so, and he was like, I'm up here, this is wrong for so many reasons. I'm drunk. He was wasted.
Do you watch all the award shows?
No, I
For the
hate 'em.
411?
Stop calling it that.
Okay.
It's called trending now. We used to call it the 411.
Oh,
No, truth, I'll watch the red carpets a little bit just for fun because I'm a girl. I might watch like the first 10 minutes and then I just look online the next day to see what happens.
Of course, it's all there.
Yeah, no one cares about that stuff anymore. Even though it's like everywhere in the press the next day.
Yeah.
Because they're searching for content.
They need it.
Yeah.
They
They're just
need
copy and pasting from different sites.
This has been great.
I mean, it really has.
It's been so satisfying. I'm sorry that we missed a week.
I know. But
We felt
listen,
bad.
Life.
You,
A new human now resides in this home.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, we didn't create a new episode,
Yeah.
but I created man.
You did. Actual man.
Man. So it's like,
Yeah.
one less satisfying, which is
Right.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
But there's an additional Roberts.
There
which
is.
is a huge win
I'm so excited for you.
for society. You should be excited for yourself.
I am.
Just to get to interact with another Roberts.
I mean,
It's incredible.
you know you're done now, right?
We'll see. I'm very virile.
I'm aware you are. We might need to snip that virality.
I want to bend the scissors.
Oh, guys, we love you.
Don't forget to follow along. Don't forget we're on Instagram
Yeah.
at Satisfying Podcast. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. We're only on YouTube. So
Yep.
subscribe to the YouTube channel. Leave comments. Hit like. Do the thing. Watch every week. Tell
Yeah.
your friends. Tell your kids. Tell your wife.
Hide your kids and your wife after you tell them.
Right.
Right.
Antoine Dodson, shout out to you. And we'll see you next week on Satisfying.
Yeah.